Hey, what's up, traders? Gates Adams here, the Forged Trader, where successful traders aren't born, they are forged. Had an interesting morning this morning, I guess. I had the show, the Trader Bacon show this morning, so I was mindful of my time, but I started the day off. I actually entered. I think I took ultimately four small trades, maybe three. My first trade was a small loser, and then I took several small trades, and I cut each one of them early, including the first trade. In fact, if I had just stayed in the first trade and let it go, I would have actually done pretty well. And I think the reason that I cut it, it started coming back against me, which is not generally a big deal. But because of all of this, looking at how I'm trading and the decisions that I'm making, I sort of felt like it was an impulsive move, just looking at that really massive, first candle of the day, and it kind of just took off from there. And honestly, in retrospect, looking at it, I feel like it was actually a solid trade. It was a solid entry. It was based on um, absolutely a good read, and it met my entry criteria. But because I took it pretty much on that first minute candle of the morning of New York Open, it just felt to me like it was an impulsive move, an impulsive trade, I should say. Um, and so as it started to, it sort of chopped around for a minute and then started to come back a little bit. And I ended up exiting the trade. It took a small loss. I think I was down like $60 per account. And then, as I'm sitting here looking at this thing, I'm like, yeah, this was actually a legit trade. And I did take a re-entry off of that retrace. And then I kind of did the same thing, I guess, two more times. I guess it was three trades total now that I'm thinking about it. It ended up being a small up day. And I say small, about $140 per account on average. Of course, there's some variation with the multiple entries and exits and the trade copier and everything. But that ultimately put me up about $2,800 on the day. So we're getting off to a nice solid start this morning. And the thing here is, yes, of course, I've got 15 accounts that have not hit payout threshold. I've got five that are about in the now 17-ish hundred range, and then the five that are in about the 1600-ish range. So about 1,000 away from that payout threshold, and then some that are like in the $800 range. And at $150 a day, it's gonna take a while. Look, and that was my target for the day. But if this sort of becomes more of that, I'm taking the smaller position size. I'm not as aggressive with the moves. Trying to focus more on that proper risk management and that proper risk to reward without butting my head up against that, maximum daily profit 30% rule. That's maybe more of a consideration as $150, $200, maybe $300 max win for the day. Yeah, it's going to take a minute for all of those accounts to get over payout threshold. And there is just that part of me that still wants to say, all right, let's crank it up and let's at least get on the threshold and then we'll slow down. I know logically that this is just really a bad thought process. There's nothing reasonable about changing my rules in order to get the payout threshold and then slowing down when I get there. It's just an urge. It's one of those urges that I certainly know I've had before. I'm sure every trader has. And like I've said in the past, I don't think these urges go away. I think we just get better at managing them. And that's really where I am right now, is trying to manage that thought process. But in the meantime, I'm taking trades that meet my criteria, but I'm not following through. I'm not letting them do what they do. And that is a fear of losing. So even at the smaller position size, I'm struggling with this thought process, and then just sort of having that gut level reaction when it starts to pull back. Well, I mean, if I'm looking at trades that are 50 plus points in a to a target, there's likely to be pullbacks most of the time. And so I have to accustom myself to this. And it's not like I haven't let these trades go in the past for whatever reason. Today I was just kind of goosey, and I don't know why. I don't really know what that's about, but part of this process allows me to sort of explore that and I'll dig a little deeper into it. And hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit more solid in terms of my commitment to an execution. We do have FOMC coming up this week, so I will be particularly cautious tomorrow or patient tomorrow, just simply because day before FOMC, I think a lot of times we have pretty choppy days, but we'll just see where it lands. I don't really know what it's going to look like. I'm not going to prejudge the day without having to see, any movement, but I will be, of course, aware of that, and so hopefully we can turn that into either a no trade day if that's what it's warranted, or a positive day if we do enter something. So we'll see what tomorrow looks like. Come back and check it out. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. God bless. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. See you guys soon.